Sir? Yeah. All right, two questions. Do you have some paper towels and a little bit of spray cleaners? So I can clean up around the wall real quick. And then two, I found the 90-year junction that you're talking about, and you definitely need to repair that. It's never going to not give you problems, and I've got it on the scope here so I can kind of explain what's going on. It's not the greatest, but yeah, this will be just fine. So what we're looking at here is we are starting to travel sideways, and you see all this blackness. That is the pipe, and you see how it's starting to go up, and now we're out of view, and I can't make it past this point. So effectively what you're doing is making a trap here where all the solids that come down are going to get stuck in here after it builds up.
Yeah, just like it did.
Yep. And without getting in there and digging that up, or, you know what I mean, if it's outside or inside, wherever it's located at, it's always going to have problems. So a couple options. Start getting on regular snake maintenance. Because right around this area is where I hit the clog, cleared the clog, and then I ran out to 107 feet just to make sure there was nothing else past it.
Okay.
I didn't hit anything else. It was just right in this area.
So it's just in that area that it's always...
Yeah.
This is going to keep, it's just bad design.
Either that or it's either design or like the ground shifting because it's old.
Right.
This is probably in the clay and it's just sank. You know what I mean? Maybe it has a crack or something in there, and it's allowing the water to get out, and the water is aquapacked the dirt underneath it and sank the area.
Okay.
And so now instead of it being like this, now it's like that,
right,
and creating that negative slope. Depending on where it's at, you know, hopefully it's just kind of right outside. And what I would recommend is can build you a quote for repair. And during that repair of this, if it is outside, we install dual action cleanouts, one that goes back in and one that goes out. And then if you ever have any snaking problems or sewer main problems again, you can have it snake from outside and you can avoid all this, and they can just attach, go outside and do whatever. That and code requires now if I service a maintenance line by doing a repair within 5 feet of the building, I'm required to put in those clean outs. You know what I mean? So, cost is probably gonna be right around 4,000.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Depending on depth, you know what I mean? And if I can get equipment to it, yeah, you know what I mean?
What if it's in the alley and you have to tear up the alley?
All this definitely is not in the alley.
Where is it?
We
In the
can
garage?
try, well, it might be in the garage under the concrete, you know what I mean? It's not that far. It might still be in the house. Is there a basement?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so it's either in the house or just right outside the
But
back.
the basement's over there.
So this is all slab over here, because
Yeah.
it goes pretty deep. It goes over, and this is right after a 7 or 8 foot drop.
And then does it go that way?
I'm pretty sure it does go out to the alley. Most all these older builds have a sewer in the alley, so it's
Okay.
not going forward, so
Right.
it's going that way.
So that's option one. The other is what, just continual snake maintenance?
Yep, get on like every 8 months, have us come out and snake it from here, and tell them right around the 35-foot mark you're gonna hit something. Be careful, you know what I mean? Because it was, you know what I mean? The bad thing about that is eventually we're gonna bind into it or wear into it so much that it is gonna break the pipe.
Right.
But 10 years, 15 years, you know what I mean? It's really a crapshoot on when that might happen, or if someone gets down there and just it gets too far, and when the buildup gets too much. I would definitely recommend you doing a flex shaft here soon to kind of address a lot of that buildup that's happened over the years.
What is that?
It's a snake that has chains on the end and it grinds out all the buildup. That is something that's kind of needed because you do have a lot of scaling in there. That will help kind of clear that line open and make it all smooth again, so hopefully maybe it'll let stuff pass a little bit easier.
Right.
And that would be kind of in that maintenance program thing.
Right.
Flex shaft is probably needed either way, you know what I mean, just because of all that scale buildup. It's just healthier for the pipe not to have that rust pockets where it traps water against the metal. But besides that, I don't think you're going to be able to get away with anything but, you know what I mean, get on regular maintenance and just kind of monitor it and know it. Once you see the signs kind of showing, definitely get us out here right away because it's just all that debris right down in there trapping up. And once I cleared it, the stack of water flowed down and kind of flushed out whatever was kind of behind me. But if it's left too long, you'll develop a soft clog.
Right.
And that won't be able to be snaked. That's a jetting. And now we're getting into, like, if it's full of water already, now, you know what I mean, luckily it's pretty close. Might be able to get, like, I've taken and strapped my jetting head to the front of my camera and then ran it down
Right.
on clogged lines and then fired up. And, like, was sitting here with the big vacuum and, like, trying to minimize the water coming back out until I got the clog cleared, and that was, you know what I mean, it's not great, but it wasn't as bad as the 4 gallons a minute type deal. But yeah, you know what I mean, I think you just get on top of it and stay on top of it. You know, like I said, every 8 months have someone come snake it if it needs it or not. That way you're kind of,
Yeah, we're not dealing with this again.
yeah, you know what I mean, you're kind of keeping on
That
it.
seems to be more cost effective in the short term, right?
In the short term it is, yeah, I mean, because you're only looking at $100 a snake. It's not a permanent solution though, you know what I mean? It's going to be an occurring charge, you know what I mean? But, you know, you could get 20 more years out of it that way, you know what I mean? But then you're looking at what's the cost of the 20 years of snaking it every 8 months, or, you know what I mean? It's really comes up to a choice of yours. But yeah, that's what I'm seeing here, that you definitely have a 90 or a fitting that has come off, and you know what I mean? I'm believing, so the old terracotta is just hubbed, and then they just slide the pipe into it, and there's really not much of a seal around it. If the seals are still there over this many years, they usually are leaking, and that's why you're getting root penetrations in them, because the water leaks out, and then the roots sense the water and go after it. Yeah.
This is awesome.
It also is bad because then it aquapacks the water, draws all the particles of dirt, and once they get wet and it pulls them down as it dries, it really packs that earth underneath it, but it makes the earth shrink.
Right.
So I think you probably have some of that going on there, and that's why it's kind of slid off, or it's right at like the foundation edge, and the building has kind of settled over the years and has just pushed that pipe down a little bit, That's another common cause, so, but at least we know exactly what's going on. You know, it's right around 30, 35 feet.
Yeah.
So, you know what I mean, until it becomes unmanageable, you know what I mean, I would say manage it, you know what I mean? And definitely kind of, whenever you want, get us out here to do the flex shaft. It's $450 for it, but it comes with a scope. And maybe after that, so is there a bathroom in the basement over there?
No.
No? Do you have any plumbing down there at all?
I'm sure. No, there's
No.
no sinks.
No sinks,
There's
nothing?
none of that. But
Okay.
who knows if the lines are running on there?
I think we're all going back this way, so if there's no plumbing in the front, you know what I mean, of the house,
Well, there is a bathroom up there,
up there
and on this floor.
on this floor,
And we have another bathroom on the second floor.
over to that area,
Yeah.
we might want to try from, instead of here with the flex shaft, back in that bathroom on the on this floor, just so we're getting that line as well.
Oh, I see.
You know what I mean? We're gonna get the whole thing instead of just part of it. You know what I mean? That doesn't add anything to it. You know what I mean? It would just be the preference of being able to get in there from that spot and getting the entire line instead of just this part. Because I'm pretty sure, from what I'm seeing, that it's gonna have some scale and build up in it as well. And just due to the age of the building. So, but yeah, that's kind of what I got. But you're open and clear again. You know what I mean?
Good.
But yeah, it was a pretty good, when I hit it, there was one spot right around 30, and then about another 5 feet I hit another one, and it might have been some debris I pushed down, but we got her, so
Sweet.
now we know exactly kind of what's going on to a T, you know what I mean,
Yeah.
and have a little bit of a plan, so.
Can you just put us down to come back out here in 8 months?
Yeah, we can definitely have the office put you on a
Get that
schedule.
scheduled And,
Yeah.
and then revisit at that time whether to scale it or not, because I assume you'll go in and take a look.
Well, we don't usually camera every time,
Okay.
you know what I mean,
Or just do that, maybe scale it next
so
year.
you want to put down in 8 months, have it scaled, and
Part of the reason is maybe we'll be moving.
yeah, well, I'll tell you this, if you're planning on moving, when they do the inspection, because I do a lot of home resolutions for realtors, they're gonna flag the scale debris. You know what I mean? So if you decide that you want to,
Maybe, because
pat,
I
you know
did
what I
it
mean?
before.
Yeah,
I mean, we've only been here 3 years.
okay, and they didn't say anything about it? Wow,
Started backing up right away.
oh wow.
So,
Well, that's the lovely Colorado system where their home inspectors aren't required to be licensed through the state
Right.
at all, you know what I mean? And so you should see some of the ridiculous things that they're like, oh, you need to have a licensed plumber come do this. And I show up and I'm like, what are you talking about? Are you serious? This guy flagged this? They're like, yeah, it's here in the report. And I read the report and this guy's just got some ridiculous stuff in there. And I'm like, oh my God.
yeah.
Tell the realtors don't use that guy again.
Well, let's just start with
We'll start with the snaking.
Yeah,
You know what I
the
mean? We'll just put
maintenance,
you on a
go
regular
back to
program
maintenance.
for that to get on. And then, so how it would work, I'll tell the office to put you on an 8-month program. And then a couple days ahead of us coming out, we'll contact you and let you know that we have you on the schedule so that you're aware of this, so we're not just popping up on you.
No.
And then, yeah, I think 8 months probably would be good, you know what I mean? And then if you see any signs ahead of time, please definitely give us a call. And,
yeah.
you know what I mean, maybe we'll revise that back a little bit
Well, then I'll
sooner.
be like, we're scaling this, baby, because
Yeah.
it happened before 8 months.
Yeah, you know what I mean, like, but these old houses, their plumbing's pretty intense. But see, like, this is what I'm talking about, your heavy scale buildup, you know what I mean, you can see it. And it's pretty throughout, you know, and it'll just clean up that surface, you know what I mean, and you also have a really good belly right here too, but this is definitely going to be inside the house,
Okay.
you know what I mean, and yeah, well, maybe someone's using the water, it looks like it's flowing,
No.
or maybe I'm dragging back and knocking stuff out, because that just kind of flowed out, huh?
Yeah, that's the vacuum upstairs. And Lottie knows. I told her, hey, no
It's-
using the
it's all
carpet
this-
or anything.
All that stuff, you know what I mean? And once that scaling happens, it'll just remove all this and make it back
Right.
to smooth pipe. And then you can get a lot better look at the pipe and see how bad it is. But, you know what I mean? You know, for today, success.
Yeah.
No more clog, you know what I mean? As we can see, because it was completely all the way up the back here.
Yeah. Cool.
Yep. Alright. And I did record this for you so you could have a video record of it.
Okay.
And I'll put it on my,
And you'll put it in your notes.
yeah, it'll be in my notes, the client messages, everything that I found today, you know, the snaking, scoped it, found that you have, you know what I mean, at 36 feet there is a fitting that appears to be causing a severe backup, or, you know, recommend you have get on a maintenance program, and then yeah, we can go from there. So.
Cool.